that would be a good idea. Well, let's start over. That's okay. I'll figure out how to cut and chop the video from earlier. But all right. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, let's go through a checklist here. We're on live.
You're so
We're
funny.
unmuted and okay, perfect. So now that you can hear me, I'm going to start from the top. Let me go back here. First page. And share screen. There you go. Let's start with my slideshow. There we are. Awesome. Well, welcome to my workshop called Maintaining Athletic Performance at Home. I'm your personal trainer, Jazel Serate, and I'm really excited for you to be joining me today. I wanted to do a quick little introduction. I know you guys are probably watching the replay or watching this live, and I can't see your personal comments, but I would love if you can give an introduction to yourself, and you can write down like what your name is, where you're from, what your biggest challenges with at-home life is, and how you heard about me. I'd like to know that. Go ahead and comment below if you're watching this, and we'll move on briefly. All right, as you're writing that down, I just want to share a few fun facts about myself. I'm currently a personal trainer and Pilates instructor. I offer virtual one-on-one training as well as customized fitness and nutrition programs. I also offer group classes on Zoom, which are Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. It's pre-sign up, so at the beginning of every week, you decide how many classes you want to take, and you're enrolled for the classes that week. Another thing about myself is that I have over 25 years of movement practice within fitness, Pilates, dance, yoga, strength training, and even aerial arts. I performed professionally and even pre-professionally around California and Texas, and soon to be adding Washington, hopefully soon, once they actually start to hold performances again. We'll see. Another fun fact about myself is that I won 5th place in the Emerging Artists Aerial Hoop category at the Vegas International Variety Act Festival last year in 2019. So during that time, I was probably only training in aerial work for a little over a year and a half. So within like that short amount of time, I was able to surprisingly still place within my category then, which was super awesome. All right, let's look at some of the problems that we will solve today within my workshop. I'm just going to read these out. If you've ever said this to yourself, whether it was out loud or to a friend, then you definitely want to stick around and wait and hear my pro tips on how to solve these. So if you've ever said, I haven't been able to practice my sport, so I'm getting deconditioned. And what I mean by sport within this workshop, I'm talking about more field or court sports, as well as just being able to integrate this into general fitness skills. So field or court sports, such as soccer, basketball, football, volleyball, just to name a few. A few of the other statements that you may have said are, I'm feeling lazier and get tired faster during exercise. I don't know how to maintain my strength outside of practice without the gym. My body is getting tighter, and I'm worried I will hurt myself when I move. I'm worried of falling or hurting myself in the game or during exercise. Or if you said, I'm getting slower and afraid I won't react as quickly on the field. If you've ever said any of those statements to yourself or to another person, definitely stick around. We will get started. So, Jazel's pro tip number 1. Keep up your cardio endurance at home with HIIT workouts and cardio challenges. So I know some places, like depending where you're living all over the world, being outside and going for a run may be accessible to you. Some others who are living in cramped up areas or they have strict guidelines of going outside, you can still maintain your cardio endurance within however small space that you have. All you need is literally just your body. So with HIIT workouts, that's high intensity interval training. So you want to be alternating between high impact or low impact exercises at a ratio of about 1:3 or improving up to about a 1:1 timing. So what I mean by that is, say you'd want a 30 seconds of a high impact exercise, then you want to go for 90 seconds of a low impact exercise. And then as you start to progress, then you'll slowly start to increase the time that you're doing the high intensity work and decrease the time of your low impact work. So if you haven't yet joined me for my Monday midday HIIT workouts, that is exactly what I'm talking about. You literally all just need your bodies and about a mat's worth of space around you. Hopefully you have enough room for that. Another fun way to keep up your cardio endurance is having little cardio challenges with yourself. So you can pick any exercise you want. If you have no equipment, you can choose jumping jacks, high knees, heel kicks, or even jump squats. Depending on your exercise vocabulary, you can really get creative with those. If you have a jump ropes are an awesome way to keep up your cardio endurance with minimal space as well. So what I mean by cardio challenge is that you have a base time and then you have, you increase your timing per round. So for example, your first round of cardio might be doing 5 minutes of jumping jacks, and then you take a short break, and then you increase it by about 5 minutes. So 10 minutes of jumping jacks. And you take a short break, and then slowly increasing it to 15 minutes. Trying to go do all 3 rounds within one go, and you can literally keep going as much as up to an hour, but or you can break it up. Say one day you're going to do 10 minutes of jumping jacks or jump rope, and then the next day increase that to 11 minutes, and the following day to 12 minutes. So you have the freedom to decide how long of breaks you want in between. It all just kind of depends on what your goals are, what your fitness goals are to achieve that. All right, we have Jazel's pro tip number 2, which is get creative with strength training and up the reps. So when we really want to get creative with your strength training and to maintain your strength and improve your strength, you want to be either adding load or adding the amount of reps just to increase your time under tension. So some creative ways to add load to your workouts at home is to utilize household items as weights. So a few examples that I have are having large bags of pet food, large bags of rice or sand, You can even grab buckets of water, or if you have large buckets and you throw in a bunch of rocks or sand into that bucket, that'll definitely add some extra weight to your workouts. A few other fun ones are laundry baskets full of towels, books, or toys, or you can grab a stack or a bag of books. Look for heavy textbooks or old yearbooks that you've had collecting dust for the past few years. Another way to increase your strength is really to find your max rep with your best form. So being able to first of all, you want to time yourself for how long it will take for you to reach fatigue within one exercise. And then the next time you try it, try to add reps within that same amount of time. Here's a key point: with your best form. So whatever your max reps are, your max reps could be as much as 50 or 100, but as you start to go and you start to fatigue, your max reps with your best form can even be as low as 5 or 2 reps. But really be honest with yourself on how many quality reps you can perform. Another fun way to challenge your strength during this time, whether you have weights or not, whether you're just doing body weights, but body weight workouts, is trying an AMRAP, which stands for as many rounds as possible. So you can set the timer for about, say, anywhere between 12 to up to 25 minutes straight. What you do is you have a set of exercises, and each exercise you can set a range about 10 reps each exercise, and continue cycling through that circuit for as many times as you can within the whole given 25 minutes or so. The next time you try these workouts, you want to try to challenge yourself by setting that same amount of time, preferably with those same exact exercises and that same exact circuit, and try to add another round. Maybe you fit 2 rounds in the next time because your body has learned to adjust and it's learned to maintain that amount of stress during X amount of time. So you're able to do things faster and more efficiently to add those 1 or 2 extra rounds for that time. Sound good? Jazel's pro tip number 3, keep your body moving with functional stretches. So range of motion is really vital to athletic abilities to avoid injury. I got a little, I put injure, but I forgot the Y there. It's a little typo, but it's okay. Key point here: make sure your body is warmed up before you stretch. Always want to make sure that your body is warm to avoid any injuries during stretches as well. A few ways we can do stretches are active stretching and static stretching, to just name a few of the main types of stretches. When you do any active stretching, you want to maintain pillar stability. So pillar stability is really finding strong tension within your core. And when I say core, I'm not just talking about your abs, I mean your whole torso. So your shoulders, your core, your back, and your hips. It's staying nice and strong and nice and tight during these active stretches. And while you're whatever stretch that you're doing, you maintain tension within your torso. Because for example, if you're doing a hip flexor stretch, you want to find where your max range is while your body's warm, of course, and then kind of moving within a 1 to 2 inch range around that, around your max range of motion. So you find your max and then you back off a little bit. Find it and then back off. So kind of going back and forth for about 15 to 20 seconds or so. And then after you do your active stretching, you find the static stretch. So finding the your max range of motion and holding it for anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, depending how much your body needs to be stretching in that position. Or I like to just say approximately the same amount of time that you need to be washing your hands for. I want to let you know a few of my favorite stretches are the standing active lunge stretch, the figure 4 stretch, which can be either laying on your back and you cross your leg over, or you can just be sitting on a chair and you do the figure 4 stretch with your one leg over your thigh. Another one is the world's greatest stretch. I don't know if I have a video of it on yet, but I will make a note and make sure I show you guys the world's greatest stretch, because that is an awesome kind of full body stretch that goes in multiple ranges of motion, we'll put it at that. A little complicated to just explain, but I will be sure to show you that exercise coming up soon. All right, moving on to Jazel's pro tip number 4. Strengthen your balance and stability skills. So with at-home training, we have the opportunity to focus on skills that we often neglect during training sessions or even on your own. So you can test your balance skills. You want to test it from a wider base of stability, and then challenging it to a narrower base of stability. So wider base, meaning you have 2 feet on the floor and your feet are at a wider stance, and then gradually decreasing the width of your feet, and then going up to single leg. But you can also, if you want a wider base of stability, you can also test your balance from a kneeling position. So you're on 2 knees, and then you can go into 1 knee, up to standing, and then standing with 1 foot. And if you want, you can also test your perception, so trying that same exact balance with your eyes closed. While you're taking away one of your senses, so your sight, that will heighten your body's awareness of your position and allow you to really feel where your body is in space. As you start to increase your balance skills, it's also a great way to challenge your stability. I didn't write this on here, but here's an extra point for you, is to test it with different positions of your feet. So your feet can be on just a full flat surface, or it can be an incline in different angles. If you want an added challenge, you can even be standing on a ball, like one of the Bosu balls, or the stability, what do they call those? It's like a solid ball with a board over it. Those ones are really great for testing your proprioception, your body awareness, as well as just your ability to keep yourself from falling down. The challenge for stability that I also put is doing move stop exercises. So where you're moving quickly, moving your body quickly, and then all of a sudden come to a sudden stop and trying to hold your body in that position. So you can do that with greater variety of exercises, from like jumping side to side and then trying to find your stability, an immediate stop with both feet, or you can be moving side to side and immediately stop on one foot or on one leg. That is really great to really test like your skill level to find your body nice and solid and find your balance right after a quick moving position. All right, going on to Jazel's pro tip number 5. Keep your mind, body, and reactions sharp with jump training. So integrating jump training, or aka plyometrics if you want to get into the fancy terms, integrating that into your workouts is awesome for being able to improve your ability to react quickly in certain situations. So the goal of doing jump training is to really increase your power and your force within a short amount of time. So working on your speed. You want to be able to do this within multiple directions. If you have a backyard, or if there's a solid bench in your neighborhood or stairs, you can use the step or stairs for quote unquote box jumps, or you can do skaters, just jumping side to side, or lateral jumps side to side. But what's also great is if you can do little drill to where you're changing where you're facing. So you can start to add kind of like rotations and turns within your jumps, anywhere from like doing a quarter turn, or say turning 90 degrees, to doing like a full like 360 around. So with that, I wanted to share with you like a little exercise that you can do. So if you are at home and you don't have a ball, no problem. Just practice on your eye focus and where you're going to direct your attention and your reaction next. So if you have a friend around, or if you don't, you can call out random things on your own. But if you have a friend around, then you can ask a friend to randomly call out different objects that are behind you. And so to improve your reaction time, you want them to start calling out the names of the items before you jump. So say you're looking out the window and they name an object that's behind you, then they'll say that before you jump. And then so when you turn, you want to find your gaze staring right at that object. And then as you start to progress, then you can have them kind of shout it out like while you're in the air. So kind of shortening the amount of time that your mind has to think of where you're going to focus next. If you don't have a friend, you can, it won't be as random because you're going to be calling it out on your own, but you can say face out the window, and then you do your jump, you think of like the corner, and then right away gaze at the corner, or you can point at the corner to signal that that is where your intention, that's where your direction is going. Sound good? Awesome. I also want to just share one bonus pro tip for you guys, which is be kind to yourself. I know struggling with losing your athletic ability is may be difficult, and not being able to work on your skills as whether as frequently or as long as you would like to. Just know that you're really not alone during this. Just because you can't find your team and go out and practice, you know, they're also at home wondering the same thing. So I always want to encourage you to just have a positive mindset, whether you're going to, you want to make sure that you have a positive mindset and really try to set a routine workout for yourself. It's always great to, if you can find an accountability partner or even a group, which can immediately just be your team. So just keeping in contact with them and keeping each other accountable for doing your workouts at home. If you don't have anyone with you, then you're more than welcome to ask a trainer, such as myself. And those are my pro tips for you guys to maintain your athletic performance. We're gonna go into question and answer time. So let me go to stop share and see if,
Start on its own.
I'm not sure, but it's okay. I think I'm still recording. Hold on, let me switch to here. Oops, no. Go back to share screen. So question and answer time. If you have any questions for me, I would love to hear them. Feel free to comment below if you are open to sharing your questions. If not, then feel free to DM me or email me any questions that you have. And just wanted to say thank you for joining me. So what I have to offer are VIP customized fitness programs. I have 4 spots available left. I also still have room in my group classes that I have throughout the week, which are Pilates and strength group classes. We'll use whatever equipment that we have available. So if you're interested in those classes, I'll probably give you a call and contact you, kind of see what equipment that you have and if there's any injuries or anything that you're working with. This is an all levels class, so feel free to give me a call about more information on those. I have them 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. that's Pacific Standard Time on Zoom. And for you guys, I have the Monday midday HIIT workout on Facebook. So if you've seen my previous videos on those, I do those every Monday at 12:30 p.m. within my group called Pilates and Fitness for All by moi. Some freebies for you if you have sat here and watched this entire thing. I would love to offer you a 20-minute fitness program call and your first group class for free. Any questions on those, feel free to hit me up, DM or email me. You know where to reach me, and thank you again for joining me with my workshop. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. End meeting.